In this video, we're going to start the KutaSoftware Infinite PreAlgebra free worksheet, Markup, Discount, and Tax easy. So our instructions for this worksheet are to find the selling price of each item. And through this worksheet, we're going to go over markups, discounts, and tax. Markups is where we're increasing that purchase price. So a quick double check when we're marking something up, is that purchase price now more than what it previously was? Discounts, we're decreasing that purchase price. So that means, is our new price now less than what we originally started with? That's another quick double check. And tax is also a markup on the product. If the purchase price is this amount and we tax it by this much, then we're marking that up. So you're paying more for the product. So let's jump into number one. Number one says the cost of a sled is $99.50. We're marking it up by 95%. So if that's a 95% markup, we're increasing that original cost. So I'm going to take the $99.50 that my price originally started at. And then I'm going to be adding that to, marking it up 95% is adding 95% of the original cost. So I'm going to take that 0.95, changing the percent to a decimal by moving the decimal place over twice, and then multiplying it again by my original cost, 99.50. So again, that original cost is $99.50, and I'm adding, I have this handy dandy calculator here on the side, so I'll go ahead and multiply 0.95 times 99.50. And you can see that will give us 94.525, which will round that decimal up to the nearest hundredth. So I will write this as $94.53 is 95% of our original price. If we're adding that together, we're going to have 99.50 plus 94.53. The sled now is a total of $194.03. So that's the cost of our markup in number one. Let's move on to number two. In number two, we have a cost of a comic book. We're marking that up, so increasing that price by 20%. So taking our original of $3.95 and adding 20% of that original cost. So adding 0.20 multiplied by $3.95. So again, this is 20%. You can see I took the decimal and moved it over twice to turn that number into a decimal. So we'll have $3.95 plus, we'll do 0.2 times our $3.95, and that's going to give us 79 cents. So we're going to be adding $0.079 or 79 cents to our original price. So taking that and adding it to $3.95 will give us $4.74. So again, all we're doing is taking that original amount and adding it to the marked up amount of the original. So if we look at number one and number two, we took that original amount and we added it to some markup decimal, so I'll write this as M decimal just for now, times by the original amount. We can simplify this formula. Think about that distributive property. If we took this original amount and put it out of each of those terms within our addition, we would have the original amount multiplied, so that's 1 plus that decimal markup. So let's double check this. If we took our original amount of $3.95, so let's look at the calculator as I do this, I'll take $3.95 and I'm going to multiply that original amount by 1 plus our decimal markup, there we have it, $4.74. And if you're better at visualizing with numbers than with words, look at this. We have $3.95 here and $3.95 here. If we pulled that out in front, then we would have $3.95 times 1, because pulling $3.95 out of itself will leave us with 1, and pulling $3.95 out of 0.2 times $3.95 will leave us with 0.2. So this is just $3.95 times 1.2. So all we need to do is add 1 to our decimal markup and then multiply. But feel free to continue to check by writing everything out. Let's move on to number 3, trying this simplified method. The cost of an oil change is $18, and it's got a markup of 70%. So again, we're marking it up. So if I have my original purchase price of $18, I'll multiply that by 1.70, because my markup is 70%. So I'm going to add 70% in decimal form, which is 0.7, to 1 to get that full markup. So this 1 is kind of like the original price, and then we're adding that to 0.7 of that original price. So we'll have $18, and we'll multiply that by 1.7 to get a total of $30.60. So $30.60 is the new cost of the oil change with the markup included. Moving on to number 4, the cost of a CD is $14.50. So if I'm taking that original purchase price of $14.50 and we're marking it up by 30%, changing 30% to a decimal would be 0.3, and then adding it to 1 so that I take that original into account, that will be 1.30. So using our calculators again, we'll have $14.50 multiplied by 1.3, or 1.30, to give us $18.85. So $18.85 is the cost of a CD with a markup of 30%. And if you wanted to think about this, $18.85 is indeed more than $14.50, so we did mark it up. And number 5, the cost of an MP3 player is $129.50 with a markup of 60%. I don't even know if most of you know what MP3 players are because they're a little old school, but we'll take that original purchase price of $129.50 and we'll multiply it by 1.6, or 1.60, changing that 60% to a decimal and adding it to 1. Going back to our calculator, that's going to be $129.50 multiplied by 1.6, and that will give us 207.2, which equates to $207.20. Now, obviously, $207.20 is definitely greater than our original purchase price, so we know we marked it up. So the cost of oil is $21.95 with a markup of 65%. Changing 65% into a decimal would be 0.65, or 65 hundredths. So we'll take our original purchase price and multiply that by 1.65, or 1 and 65 hundredths. So on our calculator, 21.95 multiplied by 1.65 gives us 36.2175. And remember, we're rounding to that nearest hundred, so this is going to be $36.22. For number 7, the cost of a pen is 95 cents, and we have a markup of 60%. So that original purchase price of 95 cents multiplied by 1.60, or 1.6, that's going to give us, going back to our calculator, 0.95 times 1.6 is $1.52. Now this is actually a great example to do a quick double check in our head to make sure that our math is correct. Because think about the cost of a pen being 95 cents, that's really close to a simple whole number. That's really close to $1. So if we think of this as $1, doing 60% of 1 or 10 or 100 is pretty easy to do in our heads. 60% of $1 is 60 cents. 60% of $10 would be $6. 60% of $100 would be $60, and so on. So it's just a matter of moving decimal points around. So 60% of $1 is 60 cents. So let's do a quick double check. So if I take that dollar, 60%, and add that to that markup cost of 0.6, we should expect our purchase price to be around $1.60, which $1.52 is fairly close to $1.60. So you can see that our estimate checks out with our actual increase or our actual markup. So that's one quick way to double check. Number 8, the cost of a computer is $1,850 with a 75% markup. So $1,850 times 1.75 is going to give me what? Let's go to our calculator. $1,850 multiplied by 1.75 will give me $3,237.50 because that's 3,237.5, $3,237.50. And again, that was with a 75% markup. And number 9, we're jumping into now no longer markups, but discounts. So I'm going to highlight these in red. Discounts mean we're decreasing that original purchase price. So if the original purchase price of a concert ticket is $100 and we're decreasing it by 21%, as opposed to adding 21% of the original, we're now subtracting 21% of the original. So if we think about this, we're going to take $100 because that's our original starting purchase price, and we're going to subtract 0.21 or 0.21 of that original purchase price of that $100. So this will equate to $100 minus, well, what's 21% of 100? That's an easy one to do in our head. That's going to be $21. So $100 minus $21 is going to leave us with $79. And that's $79 exactly. And you can see $79 is definitely less than that original purchase price of $100. Because it's discounted, we should expect to pay less. And just like we did above, the original price is included in each. So we have the original minus the decimal, except this time it's the discounted decimal, times the original. So you can see that we're going to again be able to pull out that original, except as opposed to adding that decimal to 1, now we're going to be subtracting it. So you can see here that if we pulled out $100 from each of these two terms, that would be $100 times, well, pulling it out of 100 leaves us with 1, and pulling it out of 0.21 times 100 will leave us with 0.21. So up above, when we were doing markups, we were adding the decimal, but with discounts, we're going to be subtracting the decimal from 1. But let's finish this out to show you that it's going to give us the same result. So this is going to be $100 times 0.79 because 1 minus 0.21 is 0.79, and that indeed is $79. So let's continue on now that we understand how discounts work. So the original price of the book is $18.50 and it's discounted at 45%. So I'm going to take my original amount, which is $18.50, and I'm going to multiply that by 1 minus my discount in decimal form. So that's the 0.45. So this will be $18.50 multiplied by 0.55, because 1 minus 0.45 is 0.55. Back to the calculator, $18.50 times 0.55 times 55 hundredths is 10.175, which rounds to $10.18. For number 11, it says that the original price of a telescope is $99.99 with a 13% discount. Quickly in our heads, let's think about what this number should be close to. If we look at this $99, that's pretty close to $100, right? And 13% of $100 is $13. And remember, that's discounted, so we're going to be subtracting that $13. So 100 minus 13, we should expect this to be at around $87. This is a pretty good estimate for our discount on a telescope of $99.99. So let's go ahead and figure out the exact. We have $99.99, and we're multiplying that by 1 minus 0.13. So that's going to be $99.99 times 1 minus 0.13 is 0.87. So you can see up here, I could have just done 0.87 times 100 to get that $87 that I guessed. So let's enter this into our calculators. 99.99 times 0.87 is going to give us $86, and rounding to the closest hundredth for that decimal place, that 1 would round down, so it would be $86.99. Moving on to number 12, the cost of a CD is $22.99 with a 5% discount. $22.99 times 1 minus 0.05, because 5%, moving that decimal place twice, will give us a 0.05, and that's going to be $22.99 times 1 minus 5 hundredths is 95 hundredths, or 0.95. So back to our calculator, 22.99 times 0.95 gives us 21.8405, which, rounding to the closest decimal place, is going to be $21.84. And again, that number is definitely less than our original purchase price because we're discounting it. Let's move on to the second page, continuing with discounts. If we have the original price of a sled at $99.50, now we're discounting it by 50%, that's going to be half that amount. So just kind of looking at this, I should expect my purchase price to be around $50. And that's because if I rounded $99.50 to $100 and then decrease that by 50%, I'd be at $50. So let's do the exact amount. $99.50 times 1 minus 0.5, changing 50% to that decimal. That's $99.50 times 0.5, because 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5. Back to the calculator, we'll get 99.5 times 0.5, $49.75. For number 14, the original price of a camera is $554.99, and it's got a discount of 48%. So that's 1 minus 0.48. $554.99 times 0.52. So multiplying $554.99 by that 0.52, we'll get $288, and rounding to that nearest hundredth, that'll give us 59 cents. So $288.59. Moving right along, number 15, the cost of a CD, $17 with a 50% discount. That's $17 times 1 minus 0.5 will give us 0.5. $17 times 0.5, that's going to be $8.50. The other way we could think of this one is that 50% discount, that's half off. 17 divided by 2 is $8.50. So now we've got a CD that's $22.95, and we're discounting it by 10%. 1 minus 0.1, if we change 10% to a decimal, would be 0.9. 100% minus 10% is 90%, so 0.9. 22.95 times 0.9, that's going to be 20.655, which, rounding to the nearest hundredth, is going to be $20.66. And again, that was a discount, so we should expect the price to be lower, which $20.66 is indeed lower than $22.95. Now in these last few problems, we're going to be taxing an item. And a tax is exactly like a markup, because if the original price is that amount and we're taxing it, we're increasing the actual purchase price. So we're taxing it by 3%. So this is going to be our original of $49.95 multiplied, do the same way of the markup, 1 plus that 3%, so that's going to be 1 plus 0.03. So this will get multiplied by 1.03, because 3% in decimal form is 0.03. Adding that to ones is 1.03. So we have $49.95 multiplied by 1.03, which gives us a total price of $51.44.85, so 45 cents. So again, that's $51.45. So taxing an item is taking that original item and marking it up by that percent when you go to check out or actually purchase. So we're increasing that total cost. So we take the original price, mark it up by the tax, and that's our total price, $51.45. So if the original price of a book is $90.50, we're taxing it by 4%. We are marking it up by 4% when we go to calculate our total. All right, so here we go. We're going to take that original price of $90.50 and multiply it by 1.04. 4% turned into that decimal is 0.04, plus 1 gives us 1.04. Calculating this out, 90.5 or 90.50 multiplied by 1.04 is going to give us $94.12. For this one, it says that the original price is $99.50 with a 4% tax increase. So we know that's going to be $99.50 times 1.04, because that tax is very similar to a markup. 99.50 times 1.04 gives us $103.48. For number 20, the tax is only 1%. So we're going to take that original purchase price and multiply it by 1.01. 129.99 times 1.01 will give us $131 and rounding up to 29 cents. $131.29. For number 21, we have a pen that's originally $1.50 and we're increasing that by 4%. So $1.50 times 1.04, because we're taxing it and it's similar to marking up that price. So $1.50 times 1.04, that's going to be $1.56. A tax of 2% for an item that's originally $19.99. So that's $19.99 times 1.02, which is $20.39 after rounding. All right, getting close to the end, second to last problem. The original price of an SUV is $42,000 with a tax of 3%. So taxing 3% might not sound like a lot, but think about it when you're taxing an item that's tens of thousands of dollars. We're going to have $42,000 get taxed by 3%. That's multiplying that original purchase price by 1.03. So 42,000 times 1.03, that's going to be $43,260. So now I guess I can ask you, well, how much did we actually pay in tax then? Well, we'll just take that total price that we now have and subtract the original. So if we subtracted $42,000 from $43,260, we paid $1,260 in taxes alone for a $42,000 SUV. So continuing on to our very last problem, we have a goldfish, which is definitely a lot cheaper than that $42,000 SUV. We're going to take that $1.50 and multiply it by 1.05 because of tax. Remember, that's increasing to get to our total price. So I'll have $1.50 multiplied by 1.05, which will be 1.575, which rounds up to $1.58. And with that, we finish up the markup, discount, and tax easy worksheet for the KutaSoftware website free worksheets. I'll leave a link in the description below so you know how to access this free worksheet. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I or one of your peers will respond as quickly as we can. And before moving on to the next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.